My uncle sent me an email. My uncle's just my uncle, and his part of the world is sort of a prominent guy. He is, we do not share politics. We share mutual respect in many ways. At least I respect him in many ways. I think it's mutual. I know that he is surrounded by people in his geography and his church that have, that will include people who are applauding the decision by the legislature in Alabama to pass the most extreme abortion laws in the country. And he forwarded me this some days ago. And it's an email criticizing Sharia law, talking about how women are subjugated under Sharia law. The dowry is given to the family in exchange for the woman and for the purchase of the private parts of the woman. Even though a woman is abused, she cannot obtain a divorce. It's very difficult to prove she is raped. Often after a woman has been raped, she is returned to her family. The family has returned the dowry. Husbands can beat their wives at will. It goes on to talk, Sharia law controls the private as well as the public life of the woman. The email goes on. It then says that nations like United States, Australia, and Great Britain are getting to a place that they may be passing Sharia law. And then he sent forward this email and asked me, what do I think? I haven't replied yet. It was like 4 days ago. What do you mean, what do I think? I think his email is absurd in that last piece that there is a risk of the United States passing Sharia law. And let me dismiss that really quickly. Right now, Muslims represent 1% of the United States. That population is growing. It is anticipated to double that ratio by 2050, which would get it to 2%. Also, by the way, in countries with growing Muslim populations, in Western countries with growing Muslim populations, a majority of Muslims do not respond to polls saying that they want the application of Sharia law. I think in Great Britain, it's 23% of Muslims think that Sharia law should apply even in neighborhoods that are majority Muslim. What I find interesting about this, what I find germane and relevant and timely about this now, is the problem that is seen by the voters in Alabama with Sharia law. Somehow they see a problem at the border of brown people, but somehow they miss the problem of religious fundamentalism. And that somehow the cognitive dissonance of forwarding emails around about, look, Sharia law, religious fundamentalism, is subjugating women and it's bad, is then somehow missed when religious fundamentalism in Alabama is subjugating women. And I think somehow the way it's contorted is that, well, the problem is it's the brown people problem. It's not the religious fundamentalism problem. Fundamentalism, market fundamentalism is a problem. Religious fundamentalism is a problem. If we're going to love thy neighbor, if we're going to solve problems together, we are going to have to embrace humility to some degree. And our certainty, the things about which we are certain, we have to be certain that we are against subjugation. We have to be certain that we're against oppression. The best ways to address subjugation, the best ways to address oppression, well, we should have legitimate arguments. But that's what we should be certain about. And fundamentalism that allows itself, that is a primary tool of the oppressor, that's the thing we've got to resist. I have more that I might be able to say about the ridiculous memes going around the internet about Sharia law, but I at least wanted to make that fundamentalism point.